Today's video is meant to be more of not a message. What do I call this? Like encouragement, advice. I don't really know if it's advice, but something I just have to tell you. The whole idea behind today's video, like the central topic or theme, is encouragement for homeschool moms, for unlikely homeschool moms like myself, for the moms who thought never in a million years will I ever stay home. I will never be a stay-at-home mom. I will never homeschool my kids. There's no way I can do it. That's not for me. Because I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and I share all of that with you here on YouTube, some of that with you here on YouTube, it's not uncommon for me to share with you mistakes we've made in the past, things that we're loving, things that we've changed, how I homeschool. It's not uncommon for me to share that because I do find that there is helpful information in some of those videos. For those of you who ask for that, for those of you who are needing it, for those of you who are visual that want to see like, how does this actually play out? How does this really look? I get that. But I am just inside wrestling with, I want to share so much more with you, like go deeper. So this video, I want to share with you guys, I never intended to be a stay-at-home mom. I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. And it was time for my oldest to be born. I got put on bed rest, just a little glimpse. I was a working woman. I worked outside of the home, stayed home. My husband was like, what do you think about you staying home? I'm not gonna say this is a decision that we prayed about and really felt like this was the right path for us, because that would be a lie. It wasn't something that we prayed about. Like for us at that point in time, that wasn't part of our conversation. So this is what's so beautiful and so crazy about the story. And I just really want to encourage you with this, because sometimes even when you don't see it, even when you don't realize it, years down the road, you can see God lining up all of your steps. You can see his faithfulness. You can see his goodness. When you feel like you don't, when you feel like it's dry, when you feel like I'm just taking this step and whatever, it's great. Well, sometimes years down the road, you're like, God, I see every move that you made. And it lined up beautifully, and it's part of our story. So I got put on bed rest. I decided, okay, can we do this? Like financially, how are we going to be able to afford life with a baby on one income? Babies were coming and life was happening and all the things, and it was time to put my oldest in kindergarten. We put him in kindergarten for 6 weeks, decided that that was not the route we were gonna go. And again, with this exact same story, I'm not gonna tell you that this was something we prayed about, because we didn't. I did not initially, when we very first started homeschooling our children, mind you, my oldest is now going to be a sophomore. So let's back up years, okay? He's going to put him in kindergarten. We put him in kindergarten for 6 weeks, and it never felt right. Like inside, I was just like, this isn't right. This is not right for our family. This isn't it. This isn't it. We need to pull him out and do something different. So we were just of the mindset that it will be for 1 year. We'll pull him out from this school district for 1 year and then put him in a different district next year. Next year never came. He's still home. And this is not something at the time, again, just like becoming a stay-at-home mom, I did not have a relationship with God at that point in my life. These are just steps that have lined up along my path, along our story, along my husband and I's journey, that now has built our faith, and you can see God so much in all of it. And I'm so overwhelmed at that. And that's why I wanted to share this, because I feel like a lot of times we all get wrapped up in, like, you look at it like as a whole spectrum, I guess, not a day to day to day to day of you being obedient and you being faithful and walking it out. And I kid you not, you're going to blink your eyes, and in a matter of seconds, your oldest is going to be a sophomore in high school or graduating high school, and then on from there. Like, I kid you not, I cannot believe this. And I'm just saying this because I have a follow-up to this about the things that I would do different. That's coming later. Do not, none of this was anything at the time that I felt God laid on my heart. So the whole point of this is, maybe you are homeschooling right now and you don't know that it's like God's plan for your family. You're doing it because it's the best situation. It's the best circumstance and scenario for your family right now. Maybe you do feel like God has called you to homeschool, and you still feel that like, I'm getting burnt out. I'm struggling. Is this right? Is this the right decision for me? Is this the right decision for my family? I'm going to mess my kid up. Like 1,000,010 thoughts. I know I've had every single one of them. I'm telling you, his faithfulness, your obedience to show up every day, even on those days that it is really stinking hard. Because yeah, we have those too. On those days, you show up. You give it back to him. You give it all to him. Your curriculum, what you bring in your home, how you lay your day out, all the different things. And maybe this isn't where you're at yet. Maybe you're not in that moment or that time of knowing like I was. I didn't know this was all God. I can see it now. Every single decision leading up till this point. Like God mapped out every single one of my steps. But what brings me so much joy to share this is because I know I'm not the only one who stepped out just like, okay, we're just going to do this. I guess we're going to homeschool. I know I'm not the only mom who did that. It wasn't something I felt called to do when I first started. I did not even know what that meant to feel called to do something. Like I was going to be a working mom and send our kids to daycare. And all of a sudden, life changed. And I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. Like what? I don't even know what that is. What does that even look like? I don't even understand. How does this work? Like this was foreign to me. Homeschooling was foreign to me. And I'm just so amazed. Not because of me, not anything I've done, but what God has done with the steps I've taken, I guess. Like even when I didn't know him, those steps, that feeling to pull my oldest out of public school, that didn't feel right. And I believe that was God nudging me for this that he had for our family, for our life, for our 3 boys. But the ultimate tool and ultimate resource is God. You giving it to him, you surrendering it to him, you leaning on him and saying, okay, God, I trust you. Like you put this desire in my heart, or this is what we're doing. And maybe you haven't had that conversation with him yet. Absolutely blows my mind. I was just having this conversation with my husband yesterday morning. Like I remember the conversations we had and where we were when we decided we were pulling my oldest out of public school. I remember every bit of it. I remember how I felt. I remember the overwhelmed feelings I had with the first year of homeschooling when I followed everything the way I thought I had to. And oh, mamas, how I would change things now. Oh, how I would change things. I know it's part of our story. Doing our best. Not perfect. Not at all. It's not what I'm saying. But every day, like this encourages me. This encourages me and continues to build my faith and my like oomph, I guess you want to call it, for like continuing our homeschool journey, is seeing how God has brought us through all of it. And I have this quote that I want to share with you guys. And again, this wasn't where I was at spiritually when I first started homeschooling. So do not be discouraged if you're not there yet. Do not be discouraged. Keep praying. Keep asking God. He will meet you. He is so faithful. He is so good. This is the quote that I want to share with you. And this was on, I think it was Tara Lee Cobble who shared this. I could be wrong, but I think that's where I was listening to something at the gym one morning, and I think she was the one who spoke these words. What he initiates, he will sustain, and he will fulfill. Absolutely. Like that is my mindset, my everything right now. What he initiates, he will sustain, and he will fulfill. Amen. That is exactly what he has done in our homeschool journey, what he has done with taking me from a woman who wanted to work outside of the home and, climb a ladder of whatever ladder I was going to climb. And there wasn't one actually, but I'm just saying, like, hear me out. He absolutely drew us home. I believe that. Before I even knew it, he drew us home. He drew me home. He has given us this family, these 3 boys, and what he initiates, he will sustain and he will fulfill. That's everything right there in a nugget. I know this call to be a homeschool mom was initiated by God. He has absolutely sustained me up until this point. So why would I think from here on out he would be any different? He does not change. He does not change. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. He does not change. What he initiates, he will sustain and he will fulfill. I absolutely believe every single ounce of that. This is going to be typed up somewhere real cute and real pretty, right where I need it, because that is something that I need to be reminded of on those hard days, on those days that I doubt my ability as a homeschool mom. There are days still, I'm not even kidding you, I don't know if that ever goes away. If you're just new to homeschooling and you're asking yourself that question, maybe this is for you. What he initiates, he will sustain and he will fulfill. It is part of our story, part of our homeschool journey. But there are so many lessons to be taken from this journey, the one I am looking at right now, with absolute complete awe of God, is how he has been so faithful through this homeschool journey of ours. Like, I am so overwhelmed with gratitude for the fact that he has truly, truly, truly led us and guided us through every step of this. Even when I didn't know. We all hear that. Even when you don't see it, even when you don't believe it, all the things. Yeah, I didn't see it. The step out of public school to homeschool at that transitional phase for us, I didn't see it. It was just like a mindless thought, like, okay, this is what we're doing. We did it. And then came God. Like, I don't know. There's not one single resource, not one single tool for a homeschool mom, not one single thing that I've brought into our home that has been the one thing but God. He has sustained us all through this journey. And not even in homeschooling, like my marriage, okay? My marriage, in motherhood, in being a woman, in life, in getting to stay home with my boys. This is solely meant to encourage someone. So again, a little bit different, but I had to tell you guys this because I feel like it's so important, and I feel like we can fall prey to the curriculum, like bright, shiny curriculum. We need to change it. There's the perfect thing out there somewhere. There's the perfect planner somewhere, and the perfect schedule somewhere, and the perfect, all the things. Somewhere they're out there, and it's gonna make my homeschool journey beautiful and perfect and copy and paste, right? We think we can copy and paste someone else's journey and someone else's story and the way they do it every day, and we think it's gonna make it just perfect for us. And the truth is that's not it. That's not how it works. That's not how he works. Your story, your journey is yours. And I'm not even kidding you when I say this is all him. Every bit of this has been him. It's not anything I've done. I show up every day and that's it. The rest is him. It's not been a tool or a resource or anything that I've brought in, nothing that I've purchased. Yeah, those are resources and they're tools. They're exactly that. But he is the one thing that has kept us and sustained us and saw this through almost to completion with one of my boys. I mean, I'm jumping the gun a little, but that's like, he's a freshman, halfway through his freshman year. So we're getting there. Like, this blows my mind. I kid you not. You are going to blink your eyes to the mama who's homeschooling preschoolers right now, to the mama who's homeschooling kindergartners or toddlers or whatever. You are going to blink your eyes and your child is going to be in high school. I'm not kidding. Listen to what I'm telling you. You're going to blink your eyes and they are going to be in high school, and you are going to be like, what in the world? Where did the time go? How did this happen? How are we here? Can we go back? Like, I love where we're at, but can we have a little bit of that? Like, I miss that. Just a little bit longer, just a little bit sweeter, just a little bit more. That fast. So treasure it. Give it to God. Trust and breathe and relax and truly, truly, truly walk in faith, knowing that what he initiates, he will sustain and he will fulfill. That's what I have for you today. I hope and pray this encourages you and that it finds the mama that needs to hear this message, because I think it's so important to be reminded of the power of God over your life, in your home, in your homeschool, in your marriage, over your children, every single day. Every single day. You show up, give it the best you can. He will do the rest. I promise. I'll see you next time.